Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, our First Amendment rights being violated at a federal immigration court that's located in a private building. Also tonight, a new program works to assist adolescents transitioning to adulthood. And a local author shares the remarkable story of a World War II concentration camp survivor. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. Concerns are being raised over the possible violation of First Amendment rights outside a federal immigration court that's located on private property. We talk about the case with attorney Robert McWhirter, who joins us now. We'll talk about First Amendment issues with you. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Ted.
All right, so the protests are outside a federal immigration court. We got all that, but the court itself is inside a private building. What's going on here as far as rights are concerned?
Well, I'll tell you, we don't know. This is an area of the law that's very vague. Now, look, if it's a protest in front of a federal building owned by the taxpayers, it's very clear that you have broad rights to protest. The First Amendment specifically says that you have a right to protest for a redress of grievances. You have a right to free speech that Congress cannot abridge. So there's no question there. There can be what's called reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions, but they can't fundamentally impinge on your right. Here, you have the rights of a landlord in addition to the rights of the people protesting. And so is there some more ability of a landlord to assert his rights not to have you protest on what is essentially that person's property, not owned by the taxpayer? And the law is just a little vague on that.
Yeah, the landlord basically warned these folks that they'd be trespassing. The media as well, the press that assembled as well. There was rope apparently installed, I think, in June. No trespassing signs installed. Can you still hold a federal court hearing when these kinds of barriers are put in place?
Well, yes, you can. But I think it comes down to basically two arguments. The one is the right of the landlord, that I've said, but the other is you can't have the federal government renting private property to impinge on the rights of free speech and protest. So you can put that federal court. Federal courts are usually in publicly owned buildings. Now, you just can't rent a place and put your court there and then avoid the full scope of the First Amendment. And I think the First Amendment supersedes the other rights.
I was going to say, is there such a thing as a rental agreement when you have a public-private partnership like this, where, okay, we're going to rent out your building, Robert McWhirter. This is your building. It's the third floor, by the way, so it's not even easy to get to. It's third floor. We're going to rent it out, but you have to understand that we are a federal public access facility, and that access must be allowed. I mean, shouldn't that have been in the rental agreement somewhere?
Well, you would think, unless you don't want, like many governments don't, the actual protest.
Right.
Which is why the First Amendment guarantees it as an individual right. Look, we can say a landlord has a right to put up a no trespass sign, but this is a no trespass sign that's impinging the right to free speech, not just you're wanting to go walk on the grass.
Right.
So therein lies the tension. And I would have to say you got to cut in favor of the First Amendment and your rights to protest and free speech.
Yeah, because there is, talk about a balancing act, but there is also, you have to weigh each side, and it would seem as though, again, it's a federal immigration court, and there are rights there, public access rights for the media and protesters.
And if you look at the interest of the landlord, well, first of all, the landlord has a guaranteed rent coming in because the federal government, generally, unless you have a government shutdown, they're going to pay the bill.
Right.
Number two, if the protesters mess up the grass, he certainly can get redress from the federal government. So it's not a bad deal from the landlord. How is he out anything in particular by allowing the protest?
He could be out because the other tenants in the building, which are not federal agencies, they're private businesses themselves, they don't want to see all this hubbub going on. They want free access to get out and go to lunch and get their clients to come and go. I mean, what a mess, Robert.
Yeah. Well, I guess my response to that, and I think that's a valid argument, is, well, you don't have to rent to the federal government, do you?
Right.
And it's like renting to any tenant that other tenants don't like for whatever reason. People have their interests and they make choices in the marketplace.
And real last question on this, as far as immigration hearings in general, these are federal immigration hearings. Is there a right to protest these things?
Absolutely. Of course. Because this is an exercise of government policy. And anytime there is an exercise of government policy, we, the citizens, have the right to speak on it.
So what's to keep the government from saying, you know, we don't need to see these protests. Let's do this more often. Get our facilities on private land.
And therein is precisely the best argument for allowing the protests, because that would be just a way of circumventing the First Amendment to the Constitution, and we just don't allow that.
But we got you here, so I want to get a couple other things going, because
Sure.
there's a lot of things going on. And this is, obviously, this thing is pretty much a standoff as far as First Amendment and the private property rights. What's going on in Texas as far as the Constitution is concerned? Because you got people saying that they're going to change the rules in the middle of the game. You got other people saying, we're not going to play the game, we're going home with our ball.
Yeah, and we're going to deny a quorum
Yes.
to it, which the first time that happened was in 1870, actually, with the Texas legislature. But yeah, that is exactly the issue. The question there is, can you redefine legislative maps right in the middle of the decade is what's essentially going on. Now, the issue is the United States Constitution says nothing. The original Constitution says nothing about voting rights and what the states can do to decide who does and doesn't vote. Now, there were 4 amendments to the Constitution, the 15th, the 19th, the 24th, and the 26th, that for their subjects change that. The most important here is going to be the 15th Amendment. But barring that, things like gerrymandering, which is what this is essentially about, is perfectly legal under the Constitution. It is terrible for the voters, but the parties have their interests in it. Now, this is where Arizona can come in. We, fortunately, have an independent redistricting commission. We have wisely taken that decision out of the hands of the legislatures and put it in the hands of an independent commission.
And it certainly is a scrum every 10 years when this happens, because both sides think you got an independent, you got a Republican, you got a Democrat, and there's all sorts of hooey going on. But we do avoid this kind of situation. For those Democrats who just got up and left, I mean, they can be cited, they can be punished, right?
Presumably, unless, of course, they're asserting the rights under the Constitution of their vote and their power under that. Now, this brings into the question is, can the FBI get involved in sort of arresting these people up in Illinois, where a lot of them have gone? There is no federal law invoked here. And so to use the FBI would be an abuse of federal power.
So how do you bring them back? Do you take Texas Rangers and bring them up there?
Well, Texas Rangers have no jurisdiction up in Illinois.
So what do you do?
Well, maybe you could do one of 2 things. The first of which is stop this unfair process. In other words, you're not going to have a quorum. The state business doesn't go forward unless you bring this back and ignore what Donald Trump wants, which is to try to get 5 extra congressional seats to guard his majority in Congress.
Or could you use some sort of emergency situation where you fill those seats with appointments or special elections or something along those lines?
Well, that's what the governor says he wants to do. The trouble with that is that invokes a separation of powers problem. You can't have a governor saying, I want to get rid of this legislator and put in my own person.
Right.
Because they are a separate branch. And the rules of the legislature in Texas don't allow for that per se, although I would imagine that's going to be tried to be done. So you've got, again, this is the standoff. This is the power that the Democrats have decided they have, and they're banking their position on the exercise of that power.
All right, Robert McWhorter, boy, lots of stuff going on out there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, good to have you here.
My pleasure.
Justice never sleeps.
I don't think this was an accident.
Precisely.
We're good.
And all of this is being done in secret.
A project of secret keeping.
There's a connection here. We'll find out what it is.
Is it murder? We need to start investigating.
You could start there. We have a match.
Time is, as they say, of the essence.
It's the biggest lineup of 60s and 70s soul superstars ever, here on your public television station. It's my music, 60s and 70s soul superstars.
Copa Health recently opened a new center in Mesa that aims to create a nurturing environment for adolescents transitioning to adulthood with a focus on kids with behavioral and emotional challenges. And joining us now is Brett Behan. He's the VP of Housing and Community Services for Copa Health. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you bet. Let's start with Copa. What is Copa?
Yeah, Copa Health, we are a behavioral health provider in the community that really focuses on three divisions. We have an employment division, housing. Housing is healthcare, that's our tagline. And housing has really been growing in the behavioral health world. So it's been a really big focus of ours. And then we have our clinic, outpatient clinics, where we provide behavioral health services as well as physical health services.
And you're opening this Copa Voyager Center. What is that?
Copa Voyager Center is actually the first integrated behavioral health residential facility in Arizona and actually nationally. It provides services to boys and girls who are between the ages of 13 to 17 who have a behavioral health diagnosis, an intellectual and developmental disability, as well as a medical complexity associated. So generally, these folks have spent a lot of time in emergency rooms, in hospitals, just because they haven't had a place to stay. And this offers a solution for community need.
Yeah, yeah. And judging from what I've read about this now, programs, services involved, developing essential life skills, cultivating self-awareness. How do you go about doing those
Correct.
things?
Yes. A lot of life skill development. We have a lot of programming in place. We have a great partnership with Art of Our Soul, which is art therapy, music therapy. We have, we teach, laundry skills. We teach the basic skills for these folks to be able to transition back into the community after they get services from us.
Kind of the things that they might learn if they were in a more traditional home environment.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Coping mechanisms, a big thing in behavioral health. How big a thing at Copa?
Very much so. We offer a lot of therapy. So therapy for children and being able to help support coping mechanisms during times of crisis and just when they're out in the community, as well as family support. Family needs a lot of support with these children as well. So we offer family therapy as well as individualized therapy.
And physical health services as well? I mean, are there sports involved here?
Correct.
What's going on?
We have great outdoor community space. We have basketball. We've got fun stuff for the kids. Yoga. We got lots of yoga mats.
Yeah.
But we do offer physical health services from physicians and nurse practitioners as well to take care of their medical needs.
It sounds like personalized care. It sounds like personalized guidance. How personalized is this? I mean, what's the ratio?
Very much so. So we have 24 beds. We never have more than one staff member taking care of 4 members. So it's very personalized. Everybody has an individualized plan to address the needs and what we can do to help support them.
And again, this is all at the facility. This is not going on or is it going on in homes?
No, everything is happening inside the facility.
Yeah, because the homes are just non-starter right now. You got to find a place of stability for them.
Yeah.
Who is prerequisites, for lack of a better word? Who can get into these kind of places?
Yeah, really, it's a lot of referrals from inpatient facilities. So whether they're in a hospital currently, the kids are in a hospital in conjunction with the health plans. So we've had a strong partnership with United Healthcare and Mercy Care, and in conjunction with them, the facilities are making referrals to us to be able to serve these folks.
And the therapists, the counselors, the physicians, who are they? Where do they come from?
Yes, we have nurses, we have nurse practitioners, psychiatrists, therapists. They all have behavioral health backgrounds. We have a big clinic, integrated clinic on our side, so we are pulling staff from there for our physical health, and then our counselors and therapists have a lot of behavioral health experience, whether it's within Copa or outside of Copa.
We see this, and it's beautiful, and it sounds like the services are great, and it all sounds great, but it costs money. It has to cost money. How much does it cost? Where's the money coming from?
We are contracted with United Healthcare and Mercy Care, so we get paid through them directly.
Okay, but if a family has a child that obviously has had some problems here and needs a place like this, wants to go to qualifies for a place like that, does the family contribute?
Not right now. At this time, we don't do any self-pay, but we are contracted with health plans.
Okay, where do you learn more about COPA and especially the Voyager Center?
Yeah, copahealth.org is our website, and there's some great information on there, and we're updating it constantly as we grow our Voyager Center. So
All right.
Stay tuned.
All right, Brett Bean, COPA Health, good to have you here.
All right, thank you so much.
We want to hear from you. Submit your questions, comments, and concerns via email at arizonahorizon@asu.edu.
12 literacy camps served about 300 students across Arizona this summer. The curriculum at these camps was based on Arizona PBS's animated children's series called Super Y, which is designed to teach children to read. Arizona Horizon's Roxanne De La Rosa tells us more.
This whole box. It's a special day for students attending a Super Y camp at Litchfield Elementary School. Each kid is getting a tub full of reading and school supplies to take home. Litchfield Elementary School Principal Denise Lundberg is excited to host the 3-week reading program at her school for the first time.
In my experience, I have never found anything like this, just because it is so interactive and it is so comprehensive, again, with like all literacy.
Right behind these doors is where Arizona PBS staff members plan and prepare Super Y literacy camps across the state, even in tribal areas such as Loop, Arizona, exposing young children to early literacy skills. Arizona PBS Senior Director of Education, Kim Flagg, shares why these camps are vital to the community.
The need is there, and reading and reading skills are in the news quite a bit. We know Arizona's literacy rate is lower. We know our kids aren't necessarily entering school ready to learn how to read, and that's going to help them be successful later in life.
Flack says her goal is to offer more Super Y camps, particularly to children in underserved areas. During the camp, students receive a new book each day to take home. Teachers are given all the materials to play fun games and activities focused on helping young minds learn to read.
It's an important program, and it's going to take a lot of materials because it's a lot of work to teach a child how to read.
5-year-old Super Y camper Harper Hans talks about her day.
I did a great job at Super Y camp. And Super Y camp is great.
When asked about what she does at Super Y camp, her answer is simple.
I read.
As an educator, Lundberg knows the importance of literacy, especially at a young age.
We want to catch kids really young and get them to love school right away, but also just giving them those connections and helping them be successful right from the get-go is so important.
Lundberg is thankful to offer this program at her campus and says there is a lack of state funding for early childhood education.
Without PBS, we would not have been able to offer this and to offer all the materials that went with it, and just to make it, again, that 360-degree experience that they've had with it. So we appreciate so much this opportunity, and we're hoping we get to do it again.
Roxanne De La Rosa reporting for Arizona Horizon in partnership with Report for America.
And children who attend the camps have a nearly 50% increase in reading comprehension skills. The camps are free to children 4 to 5 years of age.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, President Trump's newest tariffs on nearly 100 nations take effect. That's at 6 on Arizona PBS.
A local author is sharing a different kind of story involving a survivor of World War II German concentration camps. The book is titled Henry, and it's an account of love and loss and loyalty as it takes on some of the lesser-known evils of the Holocaust. We welcome the book's author, Katrina Shawver, to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We should mention that this book has been out a while now, but it's got legs, doesn't it?
It has legs. There's a certain part of history that is timeless.
Yes.
But also timely.
Yes.
And so it stays current, and it's out there. It's done well.
And the subtitle is A Polish Swimmer's True Story of Friendship from Auschwitz to America. Henry is Henry Zaguda. Who is Henry Zaguda?
Henry Zaguda was a gentleman I met just randomly on a phone tip. Someone's like, Katrina, you need to meet this gentleman. And I was writing in the Arizona Republic, and I liked finding interesting people. So we met. He was 85, had no children and no siblings, and I just had this gut instinct he had a story, and there was no one getting it.
And he had a story. He was a champion swimmer in Poland, correct?
Right, before swimming was a really big deal.
Yes.
His mom was a single mom because so many dads died during the war. These are skinny guys. Henry is the second guy on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was 16, and there he is in front of St. Mary's.
Yes.
Downtown Krakow.
And in front of St. Mary's, this is important because when we hear about Holocaust survivors and German concentration camp survivors, we think of Jewish people. This man was not Jewish.
Correct. The Holocaust is a horrible genocide that happened, but it's a subset, especially of what happened in Poland. 6 million Poles lost their lives. 3 million were Jewish, 3 million were not, because Poland was also devastated by both Hitler and Stalin.
Yes.
And for various historical reasons, Germany and Russia hated Poland, were determined to ruin Poland, and one of the first things you do is you arrest and kill the leaders, and then you arrest anyone else that could fight against you.
Including a champion swimmer named Henry Zaguda, who winds up in Auschwitz and Buchenwald?
Correct. Auschwitz was only about 40 kilometers from Krakow, and Auschwitz opened in June 1940, long before there was a final solution. It was a repurposed Polish army camp, and it was used because there were overflowing prisons. They were arresting so many Poles.
Yeah.
And until 1942, most people don't realize the majority of prisoners there were Polish.
And he was arrested because he was a political prisoner for being Polish.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. How did he survive these concentration camps?
He always said, Katrina, I'm nobody special. I was lucky and I knew someone. And there's a story in there where he had almost died within 6 weeks. And a friend of his who had been the goalie on the water polo team from the YMCA rescued him, got him a job in the kitchen at Auschwitz. And if you think about that, that's only 50 men out of 22,000 at that time. And so being in the kitchen, he was with elites, and he had a view into a lot of history others didn't see.
Yeah, I'll bet. Did it help him survive by being Catholic?
No, what helped him survive is, one, he had 6 years of German language.
Ah, okay.
You had a longer lifespan if you spoke German.
Interesting.
And he went in strong. You know, a lot of people, if you were older and arrested and professors, you were not in good shape. He went in as an athlete.
Yeah.
And that helps so much. But then his connections.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of luck with every survival story.
How did he get to America after release?
Interesting. He actually went back to Poland after the war. He was liberated in Dachau. And at that time, he wanted to see his mother. He could have gone to the States. He could have gone to Canada, but he couldn't leave his mother.
Yeah.
And he always said that was one of the worst things he did because he didn't understand the communists would be ruling Poland.
Ah.
So he ended up, after hiding out for a year, got a job through a friend in the camps as the swim and water polo coach for the Polish National Army team. And he stayed with them until 1956. He would work with communists, but he never joined the Communist Party.
Wow.
And when they were ready to send him for re-education, through connections he had made, he defected to the U.S. In the 1950s.
And how did he make it to Arizona?
Interesting question. He actually ended up in New York City.
Sure.
And had a lot of connections there. You have to read the book. But he eventually retired here in 1985. His wife had a sister here. So he came here in 85 and retired.
Okay, he comes here in 85 and he retires and he meets, what, a reporter from the Arizona Republic? How did this reporter find Henry Zaguda?
This reporter in 2002 got a phone call from a gentleman who doesn't even remember giving me that phone call.
Wow.
Katrina, I have a gentleman you need to write. He's Polish. He survived Auschwitz and Buchenwald. Oh, and this was special. He went to high school with Pope John Paul.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Which I explain and justify as best I can. We think he did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but that's a hook. Would you like to meet this man? What reporter wouldn't?
Sure.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, if you had the chance to interview someone who was there, like someplace in your social study text, and you could ask them questions that you couldn't ask anyone else Would you go for it?
Of course you would. But
Yeah.
the question is, would he go for it? Did he want his story told?
I met him when he was 85, and I had younger kids, and I was working, and I was like, what am I doing? And a good friend said, Katrina, if you wait till you have time, he'll be gone.
Yeah.
So I made the time, and we interviewed for 6 months.
And he was cooperative? He wanted it done?
He wanted the story out there. His wife was from the Bronx. He met her over here, and she was determined that he get his story out there.
Was it difficult to write?
Parts of it were, because you can only listen to so much concentration camp horrors. But he made me promise not to just write about the war. And this intrigued me about this gentleman. He's like, Katrina, I lived through hell for 3 years, but I had an amazing life. So don't just write the bad parts.
And there is humor and optimism in there, isn't there? I mean, the book includes some of that.
Yeah. I mean, he was kind of like a Polish Forrest Gump. I would be talking, and he would recognize names and places, and we clicked.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spend that much time with someone you didn't like in the first place.
Yeah. Last question, and this is so interesting. You have books here. These are foreign language. These are books in Poland?
Correct.
Released in
Polish
Poland?
and Czech Republic.
Polish. Okay, last question. For these readers, for all readers, what do you want to take from it? What's the message of this book?
That there were a wide range of people who were persecuted, and Poland suffered more than any other country, and they deserve credit
All
for
right.
what they went through.
Well, congratulations on this book. It's really fantastic, and as we said, it may have been released a few years ago, but it's still going strong. Katrina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
And that is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.